we shouldn't be seeing as many people at once. All right, so let's get some people in here. We're also waiting on the principal. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know who just came from our Watch the Sound as well, but J-Rock was just on there on our Twitch, on Beat Junkies Twitch, so he just went on for a whole hour. So I know I was like, hey, we have an after party with Bella Fiasco.
After party and it's just a bunch of girls talking. That's not an after party. Is someone drinking? I feel like I have to ask that. People have been drinking so much during quarantine.
I actually don't drink like that, but I was like, let me just bring something. So I have a cider, you know, like a very
I have water actually.
I have cider today because, you know, I want to feel like I'm drinking when I'm really not. So you're just gonna be waiting real quick. So give me 1 second.
I see faces I know. Hi guys.
Right. All right. So give me 1 second. We're just gonna wait for some people to come in. Look at that, full house. B is here. What's up? So you guys, if you want, there is a chat on the bottom. For those who might be new, there's a little icon that says chat. If you click that, then that chat message pops up, and you guys can also.
Is that your real name, Issa?
You can unmute yourself.
That's my family nickname because my real name is Isabel. So my family and childhood nickname is Issa.
Oh.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
All right.
Issa's like my alter ego. That's my I'm naughty and stubborn name.
Okay, well then I'll have to adopt some Fiasco in me for my alter ego.
Okay, so I think we've pretty much gone. Wow, look at that. Hey everyone.
Dude, where's the principal?
I know, you know how busy she is. So she's probably trying to run, because right after this also at 7 o'clock, we also have homeroom going on .tv. So we have a busy schedule today. But we can get started. So I'm going to share, as you guys know, so everyone who's here for the first time, welcome. This is the Ladies of Sound Community Chats. We do this every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Ever since the quarantine pretty much started, we know that there's a lot of things going on in terms of lives and you know, Zoom meetings. So we really appreciate you guys taking out the time. I know some people are like, all we have is time.
Right.
So, but let's just get started. So typically, we'll have different special guests and things like that. This one's a little bit loose today. It's gonna be more of just kind of like a free chat. You guys are welcome to unmute your mics if you guys have questions for Bella. But I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick. So, welcome. We do have some house rules. Typically, we do ask if you're at least not talking, just put your mic on mute. This just will prevent any feedback and things like that. But if you want to ask a question or join in on the chat, you're definitely welcome to unmute today. And if you have any other questions, like I said, for Bella or for us, you're welcome to put them in the chat room as well. Maybe if you're shy to even ask in person. I know that sometimes happens. You can just type it out. And then any other questions we can have at the end of the chat. All right, so welcome to everyone who's new here. And I see some familiar faces, but haven't actually been to the chat before. So thank you guys for taking out the time. So, okay. You know what? This photo is supposed to be a GIF of me and Maricel. I'm realizing it didn't work. So that's actually a really funny shot because it's not supposed to be you know, paused like that. But anyways, I'm Sammy G. Welcome, and today we have DJ Bella Fiasco. Where's my phone's over there?
Get some air horns, Sammy.
Dude, I have. Okay, wait, hold on.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm late. I went from Twitch to here.
Okay, I
was kind of frazzled. I was like, oh my god, I have this, but here I am.
You're gonna see our photo right there, and that was supposed to be a GIF. Don't hate me. I didn't think it was gonna come out just as a photo.
It's okay, that was a fun night.
Yeah. There it is, all late.
Now I feel more welcome and at
Yeah,
home.
now you feel comfortable now. Familiar sound. All right, so we're pretty much going to get started. I mean, with Bella, you know, we've known her for a minute. She's definitely a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, and also of the Junkies as well. She's our .com record pool ambassador. Shouts out to her. She could even find, there'll be times where it'll be a Bella Fiasco picks for the month. So you guys are welcome to check out our record pool and see, you know, what's popping over there. Marisol, I think you've known Bella before me, I'm sure.
Yes, I
A long time, right?
Yeah, we always see each other around. You know, it's one of those things when you go out and it's just a bunch of dudes. You're like, hey, to the girl. But yeah, it's been a long time. I don't even know how many years, but we've known each other for minutes.
Yeah.
You've always been, you know, someone that the guys definitely look to in terms of like musical taste. If you guys don't know, Bella has, you know, top picks in our record pool, beatjunkies.com, and I think she might be the only girl. So, but no, that's, you know, if you guys haven't checked that out, you know, to see what Bella puts on her list, please do. But yeah, I don't even know. Dang, Bella, you must have been in one of those rooms where the drinks that were flowing or something. I can't even remember, because, you know, once I drink, I lose my memory sometimes.
Exactly.
But yeah, thanks for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited. I feel like this is more like, I think everyone's been doing the whole IG live thing, but no one's really been able to just sit and talk about whatever's going on, you know? So like, the only chance we really get to talk about anything is if you're tweeting something or you're posting something. So this is, I like this because we're having like direct interaction with each other. And this is, I haven't done this at all since everything started. So I'm excited to just like sit and talk to everybody.
Right. And now that you've been starting, you know, you've been doing your lives on Instagram, and I've noticed, you know, when you finally get to see all the messages, it's not till after, right? You don't actually get to see what everyone's talking about until after the fact. So this is actually going to be cool. You guys are definitely welcome to engage, ask some questions. So pretty much what we did is we asked Bella. Obviously, you guys know if you've been following her for a while, she is one of the most busiest girls I've ever met. And she, I mean, prior to all of this, of course, gigging all the time, never sleeping. Right. And
I mean, even if I wasn't DJing, honestly, I probably wouldn't be sleeping.
Right.
Don't sleep. Follow me, y'all know I don't sleep.
Yeah, and there's just been a handful of times where I won't even, like, the conversation will be nowhere close to like DJ talk or anything like that, and someone will be like, have you seen Bella Fiasco's story today?
One of my favorite IG people to watch, Bella. You're just like naturally entertaining, and I don't know if you're checking out the chat, but naturally entertaining by like 9 hours entertaining. Like, girl, that's like a marathon set. I give it up to you. You had us all vibing for like 9 hours. You know, how did you do that, first of all? How'd you do?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I don't know if there's a delay. How did you go on 9 hours? Oh my gosh.
I honestly didn't plan for that live to go as long as 9 hours. I started at 7 and I was just gonna do like 30 minutes with my dad. My dad's a bass player. If you guys didn't watch it, I just like jammed with him in the living room, and we hadn't done that in 7 years, believe it or not. We haven't even been in that room together and just jammed out. Like, it's been 7 years, so me and my dad were just like, let's just jam and do it from the living room. We did that for 30 minutes, and I was like, I'm probably gonna go till 10. People sleep early in quarantine. You know, for some reason I feel like people sleep earlier during quarantine, so I was like, I'm gonna end this at 10. But I don't know, I just kept going. And the worst thing about IG lives, it's the worst and best thing about IG lives, is DJs love to come in there and peer pressure you to drink. So obviously, when I've had, you know, something to drink, like, my energy levels go up. So I'm like,
I would like periodically
another 5 hours, and I just kept going. Before I knew it, it was like 4 a.m, and like I think like around 2 a.m. I hit my mark, and I was like, I'm getting kind of tired. But then like a slew of people came in, like night owls came in, and I drank again, and then I got my second win, I was just like, I'm gonna keep going. But then the after hours,
yeah, I would periodically check in on you. I'd be like, oh, it's still on. I'll watch for a little, have to do some work, and then I'll go back on. I'm like, oh, she probably had a few more drinks after that.
There were people in there that would come in and be like, yo, I've already slept, how are you still on this shit? Like, get off already.
The progression of you drinking was definitely interesting to watch. Like every time that I popped in there, I was like, oh.
Dude, DJs are the worst. I fall for peer pressure, and I'm like, how do I even fall for it? It's not like they're in front of me. I could easily just say, no, I'm not doing it. But
yeah.
And I'm not the type to like drink on my own time. Like I don't like drinking by myself. I don't like drinking in the house. I have to be like in the right environment for it. It has to be like people around me, loud music.
Yeah, but your lives will have
I'm the same.
Anywhere from 300 to 700 people in there at once. No?
Once, yeah, but then I think it just depends on like every now and then like DJs will like shout me out and be like, oh, watch this girl right now. Like when Angie V shouted me out, I had like 300 people in there just from her live. And then, but every day is different. I'll average like 200. One night was 600. Sometimes it's like less than 200. Sometimes I have like 80 viewers after 2 in the morning.
Yeah, like after
you just gotta catch people at the right time. But that's why I could go for long hours, because I'm like, if you didn't catch me at 7 p.m., you can probably catch me at midnight. If you didn't catch me at midnight, you can catch me at 3 in the morning. So it just depends.
And you've never done that for an actual gig before. What's the longest that you've done for an actual gig?
Oh, girl, I've done 10 hours.
Oh,
I've done 10 hours. Especially if you work in Vegas, you know what marathon sets are like. Like you just get used to it. Like I'll do, say in the summer, I'll do the beach club from like 11 in the morning to 5 p.m. And I'll have like an hour break to either eat or nap. That's my choice. I either eat or nap because I only have an hour. Yeah. And then go do the lounge from 7 to 10, and then go do the nightclub from 11 to like 4 in the morning, however long people stay in a club. Like Vegas is a different world, dude. Like I try, people think I'm from Vegas because I DJ in Vegas a lot, but I try to only do Vegas. I try to only book myself like maybe 1 week out of the month just to like not burn myself out. Mm-hmm. Other DJs can do it, but I can't do Vegas will burn you out. So like I try to do it in like doses, you know, because
when in your career did you transition to going like Vegas and doing gigs like that?
I think I've been in Vegas for 3 years now, so not that long. But a couple of DJs through the lob, Angie V and Carla actually got me into Vegas. But I never saw it like on my radar. I always thought Vegas was like too big for me. I didn't know anybody in Vegas. I didn't know if there was any potential for me out there. So
that's crazy, because you've had your face on a billboard in Vegas.
Yeah, I know that was cool, dude.
Yeah, I was cool. That, but she had her whole face on a billboard. That was crazy. I was like, oh,
Vegas is a different bag, but it's been good and bad. But like I think last year, I don't want to mention any. I think we're gonna get into DJ stories. Let's
do this. I'm ready.
I'm not gonna mention any names, obviously, but last year, the first Vegas group or agency that hired me or added me into their roster was a pretty prestigious one. It was probably one that I had always like dreamt of working with. And one night, this was on a 3-day weekend. It might have been MLK, but you know, 3-day weekends in Vegas is the biggest weekends in Vegas.
Is that all NBA All-Star weekend close to that time?
Huh?
Is that January or February?
I don't know. I just remember it being a 3-day weekend. I'm trying to forget that weekend completely. It was probably one of my most depressing weekends. But I got booked to do the main room in the club that I only usually open at. So this was like a big deal for me. It's a pretty big club. Again, I don't want to say any names, but they were doing construction in front of the hotel. So even though I had left and planned to be there 30 minutes before my set, I didn't make it in time. Like my boss was texting me, where are you? We already have a line outside. cussing me out, telling me this is unacceptable, you're gonna strike out after this, and blah blah. And already I'm just like in complete panic mode. I'm like shaking because I'm like I said, like working in Vegas is different because when you're working with an agency, you obviously you have to be more professional, and they kind of, I don't want to say this in the wrong light, but when they book you kind of as an employee, not as an artist, as opposed to when you're booked in like, you know, cities like LA or New York or wherever, you're booked as an artist, so they treat you like an artist. You get that kind of treatment, like priority, obligation, responsibility, all that. But when you get booked in Vegas and you work with a group or an agency, you become kind of an employee first and then an artist. So there's a lot of rules to abide by. And so, you know, the people that I work with, they're kind of like, you kind of call them your boss, because they kind of, you know, they put their foot down, and it's intimidating if you're not used to it. But anyway, so I get there and I'm probably like 5 minutes into my set, and I'm texting him the whole time, like coming up the stairs, and you have to walk through the casino, the parking lot, all that. I'm texting him and I'm like, I'm coming. 3 minutes. I get to the DJ booth and there's already another DJ on. And he doesn't explain anything to me. He goes straight into, you're late and you're done. He's like, that's it. You're going to go home. And I'm like, no, but like, I'm like, and this being like probably one of my biggest nights in Vegas, I invited like my people from California. My friends were booking tables. I was like, no, dude, like I just need one more chance. Like, please just let me have this and then I'll fuck off. He's like, no, you're done. If you don't want to go home, you can go downstairs and DJ at the restaurant. And that's exactly what I did. And I didn't want to, but I was like, I'm going to do it just to show you that, one, I'm sorry, two, I'm accountable, and three, I just want to play. So if I have to play downstairs at the restaurant, I'm going to bring my whole group downstairs at the restaurant, but I'm going to keep playing. My night's not over. So I did that. And he goes downstairs maybe after getting the other DJ settled, and he just talks to me, and I cried. Confession, I cried because I was just like, one, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to work with him again. Two, I had never experienced like a man of authority talking to me that way. It was very condescending. It was very intimidating. Like I said, I think working in other cities, we're spoiled because we get treated like artists, right? But like there, you know, you have to be a team player. So I was just like, I've never experienced it. I was crying. I was like, I can't believe he was talking to me that way. I can't believe he was, you know, I felt like I was like demeaned and shit. So I told him, if I don't have any room to grow in this, the conversation the conversation after that night, we talked like 2 nights after, and I was just telling him, you know what, if I don't have any room to grow in this agency, and if you can't forgive me for what I did, I think I just have to move on. So it wasn't like I got fired. It was more just like, I think I need to move on. I had been working with him for a while, and the opportunity that I had that night, I waited a long time for that opportunity. So the fact that it took that long to work for it kind of made me realize maybe I don't have room in this agency. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe I should just move on, and that's what I did. And I'm a very, very firm believer of everything happens for a reason. Purpose is like my biggest thing. And I maybe like not even a month after I left that agency, I was working with another agency, and I had bigger and better opportunities, and my boss was treating me way better. I don't call him my boss, I call him a colleague, because he's way better at what he does. He's way better at his job, and I never felt like I was an employee working for a boss. I felt like an artist, and he just gave me more attention, and it was just a way healthier and better working environment for me. So everything happens for a reason. I hated that, and I remember just crying. I tell everybody that story. I was like, the only time man made me cry was the one that I was working with, and I decided I would never work for him ever again.
You were there. How late were you even there that late, or did you like just
Dude,
almost?
Maybe at most 5 minutes.
Oh,
but the thing is, in Vegas, there's no room for that, because like I said, if you're in a roster with like 20 other people, they can replace you in 30 seconds. So I don't need to wait for you. I'm gonna call another DJ. I'm gonna call the DJ from downstairs. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. He called the DJ from downstairs and gave him the slot in the main room upstairs. And then I went downstairs and brought all my people down there. So
it's okay. It's his loss.
You pushed through though.
And it's weird. I run into him every now and then, and I'm just like, no hard feelings. You made me cry, but no hard feelings, as I ended up working with an agency that made me a lot happier as a DJ. So.
Well,
Damn.
we actually have a question on the chat. Issa says, do you currently work with an agent now or a manager, or how does that work? Is that just like Vegas and just Vegas alone, right?
Yeah, I work with, I wouldn't say they're agencies. I work with like a few DJ groups. Maybe they are agencies. I work with a few, but none of them are exclusive. And I don't have a manager. I've just been a one man show. I feel like it's easier to do it that way. If I guess it only works for some people. Some people do need a manager, but I've been able to manage on my own, so no manager. I don't want anybody in my hair. I've tried. Please don't control me or micromanage me. So if it works for me, then I'm cool.
Yeah, and it's definitely worked for you.
Yeah. So we have another question from Lonnie. She says,
hi,
"Say hi, Lonnie. Actually, you know what? Let's do it differently this time. I know we usually, have you guys on mute, but let's do like why don't you go ahead and ask Bella yourself? I would love for you to go ahead and talk to her and just change it up here. Yeah. Actually, I think we have to do it.
Let me hear you guys.
Oh no, there we go.
That worked? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering sonically how your Vegas sets compare to your LA sets. Are they different, similar?
Oh, that's a good question. I've had to like train myself to develop the Vegas ear, because that's obviously way different. The rooms are bigger. People are coming from all over the world, and the clubs are normally never 50-50. It's everybody's different. Everybody's from a different place, from a different background, and in LA, I can get away with, I think sets that have more identity as far as me goes. I can play sets that are more like me. But in Vegas, I'm afraid I'll have to admit that there is I can still make it me, but there's very little identity in my sets because, like I said, like the agencies and the club owners and all that, they kind of micromanage the format. You know what I mean? You need to stick to this format. And that's, but I think it's not as bad as it sounds, because discipline has honestly sharpened my skills. Like that kind of discipline has made me a better DJ overall. Because if I can play in this club, if I can play for these kind of people, for this group of people, I can play anywhere. And when I started working in Vegas, I was able to read any room I was in outside of Vegas. But I think I think identity wise, it's more party rocking. It's not so much this is me, you guys have to hear me as a DJ now. It's more just, do you have the skill to party rock? And that's a whole new skill set too. Some people can't do that. Some people can only play the way is comfortable for them. Right. So that's why I always say, that's why I have so much respect for Vegas DJs too, because that's a different type of skill set, being able to party rock and not just play for people that you're used to. Or you can't be selfish in Vegas, period. You just have to play for people. So
do you do more mic work with those sets too?
Yeah, my first time ever doing mic work was in Vegas, and because it was required. I didn't have a choice. Right. I remember my boss was telling me, he was like, if you want a chance in the main room, you have to do mic work. Because if you don't do mic work, you can't be in there at all. Even if I was like, I can't bring my own MC. He's like, no, you got to. Yeah, and as talkative, guys, as talkative as I am, mic work is different, dude.
Girl.
Man, it took me a lot of courage, confidence, and just like overall steez to get my own style on the mic. Because I never want to sound like how the guys sound, where they're just yelling and they sound like strip club MCs. You know what I mean? I can't do that. Do you guys know what I mean? Guys usually sound like strip club MCs on the mic. I can't do that. So I was like, I gotta find a way to talk on the mic where it doesn't sound like I'm forcing myself to talk, or it doesn't sound like I'm like trying to be someone I'm not, or I don't sound like I'm corny. But also when I talk, I'm just like chilling, but I can't sound like that because it doesn't sound like I'm bringing any energy. So it took me a while to even get that going. But yeah.
What are your go-to phrases? What are your go-to phrases on the mic? Because I have like 3, and I'd like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll still trip them up because I'll still try to pick specific ones, right? That you just use so that it's like comes out a little smoother and more natural.
Oh my God, it's so funny because the one thing that will get anybody like cheering or yelling along with you is anytime you ask if anyone's fucked up, if anyone's drinking, if anyone's already drunk. They love that. They love hearing about themselves getting fucked up. So I think my go-to phrases would always have to be, you know,
do it the way you do it.
Yeah, do it like in a lower voice.
We need to hear it.
Come on.
He's getting fucked up. Hell no. I'm just glad I don't have like a tiny voice, because I've heard girls MC on the mic and they have like a really like high-pitched voice. I'm like, oh my God, like we got to bring that down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it helps with like mic presence. Like I think my favorite female DJ on the mic is Charisma. The thing with her is she never has to yell. I have to yell. Like by the end of the night, my voice is like coarse because I've been yelling all night. But like Charisma doesn't have to yell on the mic, but it still has like volume and power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, the guys always say, you know, because sometimes in class, even though it's not the same thing, just emceeing in general takes a lot of work, a lot of practice, and the confidence is going to show when you're up there. But, you know, it never helps to, I mean, it always helps to have a little drink or two when you're up there. That's also something you said.
And if it cracks, like it's on a mic, so everyone hears it, like when your voice cracks or when you fumble.
Oh my God. I remember one time I got way too drunk. Fortunately, it was at an 18 and over, so I wasn't like too worried, but I remember yelling on the mic, what did I say? It had to do with Travis Scott. Sicko Mode was obviously the biggest song of the night. And I remember yelling, I got so drunk. I remember yelling on the mic, do I have any Migos Scott fans in the crowd? Migos Scott. I don't know if it's because I was mixing Migos into Travis Scott, and like in my head it just wasn't working out. I yelled on the mic and was like, do I have any Migos Scott fans in the crowd? And I was like, I'm done. Drop the mic and I'm like, I gotta go, dude. I'm fucked up.
Oh man, how'd you recover from that? No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's probably all, you know, just partying. I'm sure they didn't catch it. Yeah. So Bella, I have so thank you so much, Lonnie, for your question. We have Adomari. Is that how you say it?
Hi, yeah.
Welcome.
That's how you say it. Thank you. Okay, so my question is kind of, sorry, hold on. Can you turn this off? Sorry. So when you're playing music, I know you said that some places give you the platform, not the platform, the format of like what they want you to play.
Yeah.
So when that happens, like what inspires you? Like, is it the BPM that you're looking at, or is it just like your own library that like how do you go about playing the songs that you choose to play?
Reading the crowd. Reading the crowd, it's a challenge, but for me personally, it's one of my favorite things to do. You kind of have to, as bad as it sounds, you kind of have to stereotype. Like if you're reading the crowd and you're like, okay, maybe not stereotype, maybe what's a better word? You guys got to give me a better word. A stereotype. I don't want to say I'm stereotyping, but like, yeah, obviously you're reading
I think you're just paying attention to demographics.
Yeah. Age group and it just depends where you're at, what city you're in, what club you're in.
Yeah, it's like, am I playing college kids? Am I like eight, you know, like when you're saying demographics, I think it's a great word.
Yeah. I love reading the crowd because it's there's like a recipe to it. You kind of like say you're not sure about a few songs. There's a way to like sequence your songs to where I'm gonna do 2 of these right after I do 1 of this, so that if these 2 work, I can go right into all the rest of the shit that goes along with it. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's like trial and error with every song. But like if you don't want to go too crazy, like say I'm playing like an old school party and all they want to hear is like disco and funk, but then maybe the manager is like, oh, but you can try and throw in some new things too. But the thing with us is, what are new things? We don't know what new things are. If they want fucking disco, what if my new things is straight up like ignorant rap, right? So like what do you mean by new things? But like I feel like as a DJ, if you know what your library is like, if they want fucking disco and they want to hear new things, the way I would sequence into new things from fucking discos, maybe I'll throw on some, I don't know, like Anderson .Paak or something, and then you know what I mean, like that's top 40s and that's new, but it still makes sense with like the funk and disco. So it's just it's just a test of your library and what your taste is like. That's how that's how I've been able to figure shit out. But yeah, sequencing is fun. It's like a game. It's my favorite thing to do. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you,
Thanks for your question.
Thanks, Adomari. Super cute
Thank
name. We have another question, and this is from a gentleman. Welcome. I'm sorry, I'm not blind right here. Richard, do you want to go ahead and say hello?
Can you hear me?
Welcome.
Hi, Richard.
What's up, Bella? So I'm very curious. I listen to your everyday.
Wait, I can't hear him. Can you guys hear him?
You're a little muffled, Richard.
It's a little low.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, a lot better.
So other than your parents, who are your inspirations for music and in art?
Other than my parents, I it's just being around people. Like even when I started DJing, like other than my influence from my parents, it's just like being around like friends who are DJs. Like my neighbor's a DJ. I would hang out at his crib and like hear him DJ and like hear his songs. And I don't know how to answer that question, only because I'm always around music and art. So I literally just take inspiration from anything and everything that's around me. Like it's just, music and art's all around us, right? So I take that's it. I think that's just my influence. I don't know if you mean like, do I have like specific influences? But as far as specific influences go, like you said, obviously my parents are both musicians, so I get everything from them. But all the DJs that I rock with, obviously the beat junkies, my homies, everything, guys, everything and everyone. I suck at answering questions that have to do with like narrowing things down. Like I don't have a favorite color, I don't have a favorite movie, favorite genre. It's just my mind is just like everywhere.
What does your mom play?
She plays the keys.
Thank you, Richard.
I can't get her to play nothing no more though. I can't, like I was like, you want to do something with me on live? And she's like, nah.
I would love to see that though, or a tour of your mom's closet.
And then back to back with your sister, since you taught her how to DJ once, right?
Yeah, but she wasn't into it. She's like, it would give me so much anxiety. My sister has anxiety. She's shy, so she's like, I could never be a DJ. But I was like, I used to tell her like, do you know how many DJs have anxiety? I have anxiety. I never could. I could never even talk on the phone before I started DJing. Like I never had like social skills outside of DJing before I became a DJ. Like this whole thing that I do now, the only thing that helped me get here where I'm able to talk to people or network or crawl out of my shell and just have conversations is because of DJing. Like if I remember, my mom could talk about this with y'all, but I would never, like, you know, that when you gotta call like a store and ask questions, when you gotta call like for like takeout, when you gotta call the bank or shit,
yeah.
My mom do all of that because I'm like I just choke. I can't talk to people. I had no like social skills. I can only talk to my like friends and family. But if I was like talking to like random people I didn't know, I would just like freeze and like don't have any social skills. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
It's okay. I think that's a common thing that people don't realize. Actually, all my DJ friends say that they
a lot of students
feel anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot of students at the school will come in really, really shy, feel intimidated, or just scared to, to talk. And then they go through the entire program and they're like completely different people by the end of it. It's really
That's a good thing. I'm still like that. I still don't like being around people that I'm not used to. I still get nervous talking in front of people. I right now I'm kind of nervous talking to y'all because I don't, it's a different thing talking to people that you've like never met. Like, what if they like don't like you? And like, we're artists, right? Artists are sensitive about their shit. Like, I'm sensitive about my shit. My thing with like the whole IG live thing, why I had never done it, my first time doing it ever was the quarantine thing. The only reason I never did it or never wanted to do it was because I'm like, I fear that like the whole, you open yourself up to the whole world and you just, it's like opening up a window to internet thugs and haters and just everyone's bold behind, the screen. And like, like I said, like I've never put myself out where I'm giving people the window and opportunity to like talk to me and like whatever, or critique me. So that's like intimidating for me, like even like when I was managed by this guy, he would always tell me like, I need you to put out videos, put out promo, marketing, all that. And I never did. I don't have any like videos on YouTube. I didn't have any EPK photos, like nothing. Like I remember my EPK photos were 5 years old and promoters literally begged me, I need you to take some photos because we're not going to put up this picture of you because you don't look like this no more. And I'm like, I don't want to take pictures. But I think like this whole quarantine thing is honestly like, it's gotten me more motivated to like just put myself out there a little more than just doing gigs. Because before this, all I was doing was working. I'm DJing, 5 to 7 nights out of the week, and the only thing I'm concerned about is cash flow. I just want to make money. I just want to make income. Obviously it's fun, yes, but once you start doing it so much, you kind of do get lost in the sauce, and you're just like more worried about, is this gig paying me this much? Am I making this much money? Do I have enough money to not only pay my bills, but to shop and shit? You know what I mean? But like now I'm more focused, only because that's taken out of the equation. I'm more focused on like my identity and branding, which is something that I've put off all these years. I'm just like, I'm just going to keep working. You know what I mean? Like, who cares about all the other stuff? But like now I don't have a choice. I'm going to sit down and do that. Like, branding is so important, and like right now is the best time to do it. So I've just been like grinding it out as far as that goes, like putting out mixes and like having the courage to go on live and DJ for people. Even merch, I've never considered merch. I always thought like, I never wanted to feel like I'm self-important. Like, hey, here's a t-shirt with my name or my face on it, wear it. You know what I mean? Like stickers, I never had you know what I mean? Like just little things like that. I was always like reluctant with that kind of stuff. But now I think after I took the first step, it's a lot easier now to just, be more open and confident in branding and putting myself out there. So.
Well, you don't come off like that. You seem like a natural. We have another question. Thank you so much. We have B. B, can you unmute yourself, please? Let's get your question.
Well, she kind of already answered it. I was just going to ask you to work through those blocks because you didn't want to, sorry, there's a helicopter. Can you guys hear that? No?
No.
Okay.
Nice background.
Thank you. Here in Glendale.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I was like, are you really there? You guys opened a school for her?
I sleep here. How do you because you didn't want to go live. I remember you tweeted something like you weren't feeling it. How did you bring yourself to even come out and want to do that? How do you unblock yourself? Because I feel like there's I don't want to go live anymore. Like I have an iRig coming, but I'm like, I don't even fucking want to go live anymore.
If you're not feeling it, don't do it. That's the only thing. But the only reason I was even able to get myself up and really do it was because I just one day I was like, I miss DJing, and I didn't plan to go live that day specifically. I remember I was just like, I'm gonna just go on. Like I really miss DJing. If anybody wants to tune in, somebody will tune in. But it wasn't something that I promoted for days. I was just like, I decided when I was gonna go because I really missed DJing, and I did it. But there's days where I'm like, where my friends are like, please go live, I want to hear some music, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it, I'm not into it. So if you're not into it, don't go up. I just feel like if you're gonna put yourself out there, do it when you're really in the mood to do it. Because then if you're not in the mood to do it, you're just half-assing it, and then it feels like you're doing it for like anybody other than I don't know. I just don't make it. It would suck if it felt like an obligation or something that you had to do because you're pressured to do it, or you see all your friends doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do it because you actually want to do it. Like, I just missed DJing. Yeah. It had been weeks, so I was like, I'm just gonna go live and do it.
Thanks, Bella.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then you went 9 hours. So I'm like, dang.
9 hours.
Yeah, you're an all or nothing type of girl for sure.
Sure. Honestly, and you guys know I sleep at like 7 or 8 in the morning. I would have kept going till 7 maybe if I didn't like care about my neighbors. But like I had my speakers on. I don't have an iRig or anything. I just like stream straight through the speakers into the phone. So I'm like, I know my neighbors are like sick right now.
Well, you just ordered one, right?
Yeah, I did. Whatever you guys sent me. Oh shit, sorry. The link that you guys sent me is what I got. It says it'll be here on May 10th. So
yeah, level up.
I gotta level up. All these DJs are like leveling their shit up. They have like backdrops, you know what I mean?
An OBS.
Yeah, that is.
It's all good. It's all visually just enhancing. But I know we'll all get there. I don't think anybody expected, the landscape to change just like that. So I'm excited to hear when everybody, starts getting their audio like on point and everything like that. And, be whenever you're ready. I want to hear you. I want to see you go live.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time like staying inspired. So I'm watching DJs and I get inspired and then I'm like, meh.
Oh,
like, I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think it's because we were constantly around everybody all the time, and now it's like constantly around myself.
Yeah.
And even though I know how to be inspired and I know what I want to do, kind of, it just doesn't come out, and I'm just like, never mind.
No, I definitely feel that. I feel that.
Wow.
But try it. It'll if it does anything, it'll make you feel good. That's what it did for me the first time I did it. I was like, dude, this is such a high for me. Like I miss this. Even if people aren't really in front of me, but you could see the chat, people are like involved, people are interacting. It's kind of the same thing. It's they're not in front of you, but it's still the same thing. And I think I gained, believe it or not, like maybe almost 2,000 followers since quarantine started. I don't know how that happened. Like I don't even do much. But I think people are just like more attentive right now. You have everybody's attention right now because nobody's doing anything. So that's why I always tell my DJ friends, like, if you're gonna do something, knock that out right now. It's the perfect time to do it because you have everyone's attention. I was like, if I would have gone live on Instagram like before quarantine, nobody who would pay attention to that because everybody's out doing something. People are working, people are at clubs, or they're just out. No one has the attention span to like watch an IG live for 2 hours, let alone 9 hours. You know what I mean? So like now is just like the perfect time to do anything like, for that you need. It's good. It's good for like branding and marketing and all that because you have people's attention right now. You have people's undivided attention. Like if I could keep people for 9 hours, I was like, I would never stay 9 hours watching somebody. I was like spiraling live in real time. I was spiraling.
Well, I also noticed too, though, this is for all of you guys. I know again, Bella's like, there's so many people going live and everything like that. But one thing I did notice with Bella is just, her homies would support and post that she was DJing. And I think that's really important for all of us to kind of, that doesn't cost anything just to support somebody by a retweet or a repost and whatnot. It only lives on there for 24 hours. So that's one thing I did notice. You were posting like Angie V and her going live and a lot of your other friends, you were watching them. And I definitely think that's a big reason why, like for you, when those 2,000 followers came, it's because you were supporting everybody and vice versa. So.
I think that is, that's one of my favorite things about this whole thing too, is like between the DJs, I've noticed like, I've noticed a larger sense of camaraderie between DJs. Like everybody is supporting everybody. Like and you know, there's DJs who never really fucked with anybody else, like DJs with ego and all that, and they've been quiet. But everybody else has been like involved with each other's shit. Like everyone's just supporting each other, and I love that because you know a lot of DJs, there's not a lot of that in the DJ community. I think that's what I'm trying to say. There's not a lot of support in the DJ community. So I think we're all on the same boat. We're all just kind of like unsure and uncertain and scared. So there's a lot of camaraderie between DJs. But yeah, support your DJ friends. Even if, I mean, they don't have to be DJs, but just support your friends. It's a scary time for everybody. I think the reason that everybody, well, I think I'm speaking for myself. My biggest fear right now is just uncertainty. I hate uncertainty. I need to know where things are going, because if I don't know where things are going, I'm scared. I can't plan ahead. So right now, none of us know where we're going. None of us know what's going to happen after this, how long we're going to be in the house for, what am I still going to be a DJ after this? Like, our club's going to be open after this? Like, that's the scariest thing about all of this, but just trying to like take it day by day and just stay sane. Like, this shit is scary for everybody.
Yeah. And then you know, I'm glad that, you know, to see the community online. I just wanted to quickly thank everybody for being here. But I think, like, you know, the week goes by really fast for me and Sam sometimes.
Dude,
and we're like, oh shoot. But I always look forward to Tuesdays and like getting in the chat with the girls, and or whether it's with friends and family and things like that. So I super think that's important. Before I miss your question, Alina, thank you so much, Abby, for your question earlier. And Alina, if you can please unmute yourself.
Hey, Bella.
Hey, girl. Good to see you again.
I have a question for you. Obviously, you master DJing, and you have, for me personally, I think you have a very great musical taste. I was wondering, have you ever thought of production? I think you would definitely put out like a sick remix or something like that. And are you like thinking about it, or have you done any? Because I think I followed your journey in DJing. I don't think you have. Or have you thought of it, or just want to get your thoughts on it?
I dabble, and I think my thing with production is I'm in and out. The last remix that I put out had to be I would say 3 to 4 years ago. I remixed Oh Boy with my homie Audio Mo, and I my attention span is just like all over the place. Like I said, I think I got way too consumed in just like DJing. Like I DJ like 5 to 7 nights a week. I don't, you know, when I wake up, I don't really have energy to do anything else because I'm so consumed in just gigs. So as far as production goes, I've always tried to get into it, and every time I do, I get sidetracked. Every time I do, I'll go like full 2 weeks in, like fully invested, and then I like jump right out of it, and then I forget, and then I get busy, and then like, you know, like traveling and all these different projects, like it kind of takes my attention away from it. And I always say, I think as far as production goes, if I do want to start producing, I want to be completely invested in it, where I might take some time off of DJing. I might take some time off of picking up things here and there, because I don't want my attention to be divided, because I've tried that and I was producing half-ass shit and I wasn't enjoying it. And it started to feel like, oh my God, I got a deadline. I got to finish this remix. I don't really feel like doing it. And if you don't feel like doing it, then your shit comes out like shit, right? So I think if I do want to get into production, I would just have to like take it back as far as DJing goes. And I don't know when I want to do that, because we got bills to pay, girl. And I love being in front of people and DJing so much that it's going to take a big change for me to want to be in a room in the studio, working in the studio for hours on out. So if that happens, it won't be a while from now. Maybe it'll be, or maybe who knows? I don't know what the future holds for me after quarantine. So maybe we'll start producing after this shit if we can't get clubs to open back up, you know?
Yeah, thanks for your question. Thanks for that, Alina. Does anybody else have a question for Bella while the opportunity is here? Anything you want to know?
I do.
All right, yeah, Adam Murray, please.
So I'm new. I'm like a little baby DJ. I'm new to the world. So how have you collected your like your library? Like how was it through friends or through other DJs? Like
are you gonna plug that in real quick, Bella? Just kidding.
Yeah, one answer and one answer only. beatjunkies.com. You better subscribe, girl. No, but it's just my iTunes library. Collecting music over the years. I even still have music from LimeWire. I'm not plugging LimeWire because we are not supporting pirated music, but music from then to collecting like edits and remixes from SoundCloud. At one point, SoundCloud was my best friend. I loved finding gems on SoundCloud. SoundCloud is like a whole new different world, you guys. If you guys want to find like some really cool remixes that nobody has or no other DJ record pools have, they're usually on SoundCloud. So like that at one point I would just be like a SoundCloud digger. And other than that, record pools, Beat Junkies record pool. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a pool ambassador, but everything that we have on the Beat Junkies record pool, no other record pools have.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean? Like I have DJs all the time either watching my streams, hearing me live, or listening to my mixes, asking me for like, where'd you find that edit? Where can I find that? And I'm like, I'm not gonna send it to you, but you could like subscribe to beatjunkies.com. You know what I mean? Because they don't a lot of the shit we have on beatjunkies.com, they don't have anywhere else because they don't think they have the audience that listens to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like the stuff that we have on the record pool, they're more concentrated on like, you know, personal taste and style. It's not so much like just club edits and bangers and big room stuff and remixes. So
yeah, I mean, you'll find like James Brown edits in there, you know, and you know, stuff from like, you know, the meters and things like that. You wouldn't I don't want to, I'm not to plug, but yeah, it's just very different.
I don't want anyone to think I'm just plugging this shit, but
yeah. No, I only have access to one other DJ pool, and it's DJ City.
Yeah.
Well, record pools.
It's cool, but it's not, you get what's like a lot of EDM, a lot of trappy stuff, a lot of what I call ratchet shit. So
exactly.
And I'm just like, there's no, you can get ratchet shit on Beat Junkies, and you can get some old school, and you can get, like, you know, you can get everything on Beat Junkies.
Well, my little way of anyone wondering on, you know, how to find music, it's always like, just listen to the people that you admire.
Yeah.
You know, and then not to plug it too, you know, and again, these are the people that I'm surrounded with. When I listen to any of the guys' sets, I'm always like, oh, or like, you know, even with Sam, she's like, that's sampled? Oh my God, I had no idea. It was like the first time, you know, and even someone like a Mona Lisa, you go, like I say this all the time, you watch Mona Lisa DJ, the way she likes to DJ is she likes to educate people. She likes to play stuff that she knows that you haven't heard. And for me, those are the DJs like I gravitate towards. So, you know, for me, that's the biggest, you know, the piece of advice I can give anyone. And, you know, like Bella said, is the Beat Junkies have just been around for such a long time. So their music knowledge and just their vinyl knowledge and collection, as you can see, just stems from all over the world. So we'll put different edits from a record that they found in like a little, you know, tiny alley in Japan. Yeah. So that, and it's things like that. Like they'll literally find stuff that's obscure and make it available, or, you know, things like that. So, or you could always just watch, like I said, you know, watch them. Because I personally, I learn a lot. I don't know if you caught like the Prince set that J-Rock did, and I'm like, I didn't even know he put all this stuff out. You know what I mean? So, you know, aside him, but, you know, just anyone that you feel, you're like, wow, that's different. And then just keep continuing to listen to them. So
yeah, I agree.
And thank you for that, Adomari. Jennifer, hi. You said you had a question. Good to see you. Thanks I know see you in homeroom getting your practice on. Did you get to unmute yourself? Wait, where is it? Jennifer, are you there?
Hi, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Oh, hi, Jenny. How are you?
Good. So I know you have all this more free time now, and you're working on your branding. What do you want to do next? Like what do you see yourself kind of doing besides just gigging 5 to 7 nights a week?
I think outside of DJing, I want to, I don't know if anyone's seen anything, but my first found talent was always painting. So I got back into that. I haven't painted in more than a decade. That was like my artist block. Like I would always try and go back to it and I couldn't. And it finally happened during quarantine. It was like 1 week I didn't want to play any music. I didn't want to turn any music on. I was just like so jaded. And I started painting. And as far as, you know what, when I first posted myself like painting or like the process, my little sister's crawling out.
Oh my God, I thought that was a dog.
You don't have to crawl out. Like, I thought it was one of my dogs. But yeah, I got back into painting, and I wasn't planning. Side note, I wasn't planning on selling any paintings, but I had like more than a handful of people that were asking about, you know, me selling any paintings, and were just like, I'm willing to pay, can I purchase it? And I was like, I don't have a price for these. Like, I'm just doing it because I need to stay sane outside of DJing. But then I was like, if anyone's willing to pay, like right now I'm not making any money. I have no cash flow. It's an honest and earnest way to make money right now. So I was like, why not? You know what I mean? So I've started painting. I started painting, and I have buyers, and I have people that are requesting more orders in. And I'm like, if I could make that last for a while, you know, until this quarantine is over, I was like, I think I'll be fine. Because like I said, it's only a matter of time until we all start exhausting like whatever money we have left, or start touching our savings or whatever. Like that's the scary part of this, right? Is if we're relying on DJing as like our main source of income, and all of a sudden it's taken away from you, no warning, no nothing, and you don't even know when you're gonna be back in the game, like that's scary. But like my thing is, I've always been a hustler. I'll find ways to make money. If I gotta start selling feet pictures, y'all can find me on OnlyFans. I'm gonna start selling pictures of my feet. No, I'm just kidding.
The wrong kind of fans. You might be wanting to buy your shit. Oh yeah, so that's dope, Bella. Actually, yeah, I was like, okay, I didn't know she could paint too. You guys need to cop a Bella Fiasco original. You know what I mean? And it's a special time too. You can always look back and see like this was her creative outlet during quarantine. So get it.
But you guys are all artists. Like there's so many ways to just come up with creating. Like you can create with anything. Even my friend started commissioning mixtapes and making money off of that, and she's making like good money per week because people are buying mixes to play during like quarantine parties, or you know, like streaming stuff. Like there's ways to make money for everybody. I think we all just have to be extra creative, but if not, don't like be hard on yourself and think, oh my God, I gotta start making money. If you're good for now, you're good for now. Just take I feel like I've had this conversation so many times this week. This might be a little off subject, but like I've been telling everybody, it's easy to take care of your physical health right now because you're not doing anything. You're staying in the house. If you're social distancing, obviously your physical health is under control. But I was like, mental health, it's like a challenge for everybody. And I don't want anybody to forget that people aren't going through shit, you know, because like say for people who are going through anxiety or depression, like the only thing that would keep those people sane would probably be going out all the time. For me, it's working. Like I said, like if I'm DJing 7 nights out of the week, I'm good. Because as long as I can stay out of the house and keep my head in just DJing and music, I'm sane, right? But the moment you lose routine, you're just like, you feel like you're losing your mind. And I felt like I'm losing my mind like a few days out the week. I'm losing it, right? Because like a lot of us, even outside of quarantine, we've already been going through things. But we're, you know, everybody's going through something. And I feel like this whole thing is either like magnifying everyone's whatever everyone's going through by like 100, because some of us can't be alone. Some of us don't want to be in silence. Some of us don't want to sit still. So like I've just been telling everybody, like, just take care of your mental health. Like just try and stay sane. However that is for you. If it's staying productive and busy, do that. If it's staying still and doing nothing, do that. But yeah, just take care of yourself. I think that's my biggest thing with this whole thing right now. My whole takeaway is just how well you can take care of your mental health, because it's not easy. And I think it's getting harder for everybody. We're all hitting our peak.
Yeah.
Different days or times out of the week. Like, you know, I had a friend who had a breakdown third day of quarantine. I had a friend that had her breakdown last night. Like, I think we're all hitting our peaks differently. So just check on everybody. Even check on the people who are always telling you to check on people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for touching on that, Bella. I think that's super important. Again, this for Sam and I is definitely therapy for us, and a way to, you know, we are so used to seeing students, you know, once a week, twice a week, but just like every, you know, for months and months on end. Sometimes they're in our lives for years.
Yeah.
And for it to abruptly just stop was a shock to us. But you know, because of them, we were like, no, we got to pivot quickly, because we want to still keep that you know, connection going. So you know, the community is definitely one of our main reasons, if not the main reason why we work so hard and continue to try to connect with them in a different way. But I'm really glad you're talking about that, because I feel like that's not, you know, people mention it here and there, but are they, you know, as far as my community, I think that's something that we just do need to check on each other more.
Yeah.
Thank you. One more. I'm sorry, Serena. I totally did not see the one. Here's my screen. It's tiny and I'm blind. Sorry, Serena. Thank you. Go ahead.
My question was just so like, how do you have any advice for someone who wants to take DJing as a hobby to the next level, like as a career? Like the right people to network with, or what even to say to people so that they want to take a chance on you, things like that.
If I can give any advice, I guess it would be what I did to get out there, put myself out there. You just got to start going to your friends' gigs. Obviously, if your friends know that you're learning how to DJ and that you're interested in going out and picking up gigs, and you start going to their stuff, they'll take notice of that. If they're not assholes, obviously they'll be like, oh, she's been coming around, she's serious about this, I want to give her a shot, so I'm going to give her a shot. And they'll give you a slot at either one of their parties or put a good word in for you. And once you have those opportunities where you can pick up gigs, obviously the next step is maintaining those relationships. Like with me, I would say 80% of the gigs that I have now, 10 years later, are still from relationships that I've built and developed from like the first year. Like, I'm just loyal. Like, and if I make them happy and if they're happy with my work ethic, with my talent, they're going to keep working with you for as long as they're in the game. So that's one of the biggest things that I preach to, is just always be professional, be loyal, and like, just be a team player. Like, I've some of the promoters that I work with now, who are like probably one of the biggest promoters in LA, they started doing gigs and would pay DJs like $100 a night, and I would do it. I was like, I'm in. I'm a new DJ. I'm gonna do this shit for $100, and now they're booking me at like on nights that are paying, you know, 10 times the amount or whatever, and I'm like, really? You know what I mean? But they trust you because you've been there from the get. Yep. So yeah, I guess the starting point would be, I would say, just go out to gigs, go to your DJ friends' gigs, support them, but be vocal and let them know that, you know, you're interested in picking up gigs. And when they usually know when you're ready, like they'll know, oh, she's ready, I'm going to give her a shot, I'm going to give her her chance. And then you just take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that question. It's a great question, Serena.
I love you. Honestly, these questions are good. These are good.
Yeah.
You're coming with the answers quick.
Why are they gonna ask me?
I know, right? I love you know, love all the questions, and thanks for all of you know, that insight, Bella. You know, Serena, just to touch on that, if you are in LA, I'm not sure if you are, and when this all ends, in terms of us being here in quarantine, you do have the opportunity to come check out the school. I will honestly say that that's a built-in community right there. As you can see, there's some, I see, hi Vina, hi Lena, hi B. These are all our students that all did not know each other, that all took classes at the school and became friends. And then Lonnie, I met her because she actually, you know, supporting us online and following us on Instagram, but then she came to one of our sip and scratches. So, you know, in terms of community, you know, please feel right at home with Ladies of Sound. But, you know, that's one thing that, again, the community is something that really drives us, and is such a pleasant surprise to see people walk in the doors by themselves. And then when they go through their program together with their class, they're all going out with each other. They like mob together, and all the classes start intermingling. So, you know, that's one thing that definitely, you know, our community has been able to, you know, I've seen blossom, and then even just meeting other girls who are currently DJs, again, like Lonnie, coming into supporting our events, and then meeting other people. And, you know, from there, I'm, you know, encouraging them to hey, make contact with each other and stay, you know, in touch, and follow each other on Instagram, and go to each other's gigs. You know, what Bella said, I definitely agree. Loyalty is such a fine quality that I hold very true to my heart, because it's helped me get to where I am today, and also put me in the position to be around really good people, which I will call my day ones, you know. So even when I was not DJ gigging, but gigging in another, you know, industry, but it was more of a nightlife industry. I was a nightlife photographer. So I didn't have to, this is pre like Instagram and everything like that. I got a lot of my gigs just based on my relationships with people. When, you know, I would shoot it for free or shoot it for damn near nothing. And as my work got better and I became reliable, that's when the work started to come, and I had those clients like throughout my entire career. So I love that Bella said that, because it really is important. I feel like not a lot of people talk enough about it. So,
dude, if the Beat Junkie school like existed when I first started DJing, I'd be all about it. You know how many DJs that have been in the game for decades? Like I've talked to DJs that have been in the game for like 20 to 30 years, telling me, dude, I wish that was around when I first started DJing, because it's dude, you guys are running a gem at that school. It's like a gold mine. Like learning from like the legends, that's crazy. And like you mentioned, I love that it is a community. You guys do take it outside of just learning how to DJ, and like give everybody the opportunity to, you know, like get in front of people and start DJing and gigs and events and all that. So that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Again, there are a lot of our, they're our inspiration. That's something that we did not expect. We didn't know how that was even going to come into play, but everybody comes together for the love of music, and of course,
yeah, just like
the love of DJing.
Yeah, you guys are right now. See, connecting.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So cool. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. Of course, so let me just pop this in right here. If you guys have any other questions, I'm sure Bella, I'm not gonna volunteer her, but I'm sure if anyone ever has any other questions, you can contact her, DM her, or even just say hello. She's smart because her Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, and Mixcloud is all just DJ Fiasco, the one and only. So it'll be really easy to find her. Also, if you don't already, of course, with Ladies of Sound, it's at ladiesofsound.la, and we are the women's division of the Beat Junkie Institute of Sound. So that's that school that we're talking about. At Beat Junkie IOS. That is Marisol, and I'm Sammy. So thank you guys so much for coming through. Of course, we do have some playlists, some quarantunes. If you guys ever want to check us out after this and pop one on Spotify, we have different playlists that we release about every other week. So you guys are definitely welcome to look us up. It's at Ladies of Sound on Spotify. As B was saying actually in the chat, Serena, we do have classes available. It's called Homeroom. So we've been doing them for free for the last over a month now.
Yeah, free for another 2 weeks online.
So right now it's on beatjunkies.tv. So all you have to do is just tap in to one of these times, and one of our instructors for the actual Beat Junkies, they're in there teaching, and there's a whole interactive chat there as well. So if you have any questions about it, you can definitely ask around. And then we also have all the classes on our YouTube as well. So if you want to check back and maybe find maybe more of a beginner series, and you can watch that as well. So And then today, yeah. So today's Chalk is on, or Chalk is on right now. Actually.
Talks about, yeah, Chalk is on right now. And then really quick, I just wanted to, there was a new playlist that got put out called Super Bloom. If you guys want to, we'll post it on our stories. So I collaborated with a couple of my good friends. One of my really good friends is a florist, and another friend owns a plant shop, and they're doing a Mother's Day special, and they collaborated with us, and you know, if you buy this beautiful package to send to your mom, you get like this cool CBD butter that smells delicious. With like, well, not delicious. Flowers don't taste that great, but it smells so bomb. Wild Bunch, which is a plant store, it has one of her candles, and my friend put all of that together herself, and then a beautiful bouquet for your mom. I'm sorry I don't have it off the top of my head. There's some other stuff that comes with it. They collaborated with a bunch of other women, but you know, if you purchase that, you can send it to your mom, and then you know, get access to the playlist. But if you also can find it on Spotify. But if you are looking for something for your mom, please support my friends, and we'll have that in the chat, because I think I'm sending some to my mama, so just so you guys know.
Supporting your friends and supporting your sister. So that's pretty much, you know, kind of the reason why, you know, we even started Ladies of Sound in the first place, is just supporting one another, figuring out ways that we can, you know, help each other out in this industry that tends to be kind of like a boys club, right? So in the spirit of sisterhood, we always, or at least starting last week, we are doing small business highlights. So this is our girl DJ Umami from the Bay Area. If you guys haven't heard of her, she is having merch coming soon, and it's just really cool. It says no requests.
That's tight. I like that.
So
yeah.
She announced, yeah.
Yeah, she said that this was you know, her form of pivoting. So she's always wanted, this was something like she had in the back of her head, you know, and I was like, oh, can I debut that today? And she's like, it's not quite ready yet. She's been taking, you know, the COVID's kind of slowing things down, but, you know, you guys, again, we're going to share all those links for Umami, and, you know, she's up in the Bay, and hopefully we can get her on here soon. But yes, please, this is part of her pivot, and please support. Super cute. You can get something that says no requests, but
yeah, so,
not, right?
So then if someone ever comes up to you at the club, you're just like,
Yeah, I like that. That's cute.
Right?
And then of course we do have some mixes from the girls in our in just our community. So you guys are definitely welcome to send us anything that you guys have, that you guys are putting out. This first one right here is by This Moment. She's one of our students at the school. You can find hers at thismoment.com. She does a lot of house and a lot of eclectic stuff. And then on the right side, we have Bella Teeny. She's actually one of our students as well. And she did a Selena pizza party. So that's a dedication. So you can find her on Mixcloud. And if you guys haven't heard yet, but Maricel was on a really dope podcast by Rai Toast and Alora, DJ Alora, called Honeydew. If you guys want to hear any more information on kind of like the back end of everything, Maricel is the reason why we are even functioning on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to hear about, she's not going to say it herself, but yeah, no, if you guys want to hear about, you know, kind of her process and her journey through all of that, it's definitely a good listen if you guys want to hear that. I definitely recommend it if you want to hear more. And then, of course, we have DJ Bella Fiasco because of course.
Dude, I need this shit. What the?
I know you want it. So
cool.
Bella, these are the mixes you've come out since quarantine, right? You've already done 3. Is that 3 or these are the ones?
Yeah, 3 so far.
So you guys are welcome to check that out. That's on her SoundCloud. I'm sure
so the night Bella put out Tainted Love, I couldn't sleep, and I'm on Twitter and I see Bella post at like almost 5 in the morning, like in feels, and she puts the playlist, like the track list, right? And I was like, hell no, I'm not listening to this right now. I was like, I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep. It was good. It was really good. It was
all
really
of these mixes that I've put out, I put them out like at 7 or 8 in the morning, not because I'm up that early, but because that's like the time I finish doing these mixes. And I just put them up.
Yeah, it's so funny. Your fans are so loyal and your followers are so loyal to you. Like, who cares about an algorithm? They'll find it. So yeah, you guys are definitely welcome to check all of that out. And then last but not least, shout out our girl Lena, rocking our new EP, our UNITYT. So we actually got them. For those who have ordered them,
thank you.
Getting them soon. Of course, everything with COVID, it's been a little bit slow, but we're getting them out to you as soon as possible. And you guys can check that out on ladiesofsound.com.
Right.
Cool. So thank you guys so much for sticking it through with all of us. Thank you so much, Bella, for your time.
Thank you guys. I needed this. This was really fun and cool. And I appreciate you guys. So thank you for having
all
me.
The gems and all of that. So
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys want to put in your Instagrams down below, you guys can all follow each other.
Or your Twitch.
Or whatever.
Lonnie's asking for some Twitches.
Ooh, yeah. Lonnie's Twitch, you guys should go watch. She is so entertaining.
Oh yeah, they're so creative. Lonnie, you're like really creative. Like I rock with that stuff. It's cool.
She's like naturally just creative and into just so many different things. I actually personally really love Lonnie just watching you do random stuff too. Like your food for the day or like the plants that you like. Like I like that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't always have to see DJ stuff too. So I can't.
Yeah, thanks for the break, Lonnie. I was like, you were getting used to Twitch and I ran across it and I was like, man, that's so dope. I'm glad it's just not stuck on one thing. It's just like, hey, this is me. So that's really awesome. Love the content.
People walked into her live. Was it your live or your Twitch?
Mm-hmm.
D-Nice.
It was on Instagram. Yeah, before I totally moved over to Twitch.
Yeah, that's basically a celebrity walkthrough, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy though, because I actually almost didn't want to go live because with D-Nice, like, he had 100,000 people in his room. So I was like, great, it's been done. Like, why even bother streaming? Like, everyone's already watching D-Nice. Like, there's no point. But then I just reminded myself, I'm like, well, DJing, part of it's for me. And like, I have a different point of view. So I'm like glad I started doing it just because it's really helped keep my mental health like intact. Yeah.
For all of us. So
yeah, exactly. Don't do it for the numbers. I don't even look at the top thing. If I'm doing this for myself. So if you guys want to go live, do it for yourself. Don't even worry about the numbers. Yeah. It's just to stress you out. And who cares? If you have like 5 people that want to hear you play, that's the only thing. Those are the only people that matter.
Yeah.
You're playing for people that want to actually hear you. So do it.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna have, if you want to rewatch this session, we're going, since you guys registered with us, we'll have all your emails. You'll get a newsletter with the session recap, and even the slideshow as well. And then if you want to send it out to your friends who didn't get to catch this one, they can go watch that. And even the past ones too. I know Bella mentioned right now it's a great time to work on your branding, things like that. So we actually have sessions where we specifically go into how that looks like, especially right now in all this downtime. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Bella. Thank you guys.
Next Tuesday, 6 p.m.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys. Stay safe.
Yes.
Stay sane.
You too. Bye guys. Thank you.